This is FightFans Radio.
Yes, sir, we promised you a great gorgeous George. Here it comes.
Blassie, the maker of
Andre, the Giant.
WrestleMania. Everyone has a place.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is electric.
The champ is here.
What's up, you silly bitches? I'm not doing an intro, because I fucking hate intros. I'm never doing an intro again, even though I guess technically this is an intro. I'm Gino, and there's another dude on the line. I'm not even going to say his name. I'll let him say his name. What's up, man?
Hi, I'm Matt Roth, everybody. How you doing?
That was the fucking cheesiest.
Guys, like I actually had like the cheesy, super like cheesy wave back and forth as I was doing it.
Like we're in like the preppiest neighborhood on earth and shit. Like, and it's like early in the morning and you're popping out to get your paper. Hi guys, how's everyone doing today?
Should have Lever to Beaver in here, man.
Oh, it's fucked up, man. But I guess we're in a good mood, right? Because Survivor Series is actually a really good show.
That was actually a crazy good show, man. Like super entertaining and fun.
I'm seeing people complaining. Oh, wait a minute. I see somebody in the thread says, "Hi guys, long time, first time," and his name is Anderson Silva Money. I always get really fucking suspicious when they say first time.
Right, of course.
And I don't know, so I got to check this out. Dude,
So
this might be your first time, my friend, but I don't know. It looks a little fishy here.
This is the crazy thing. I thought that the show Survivor Series was really good. I don't have anything to talk about. You have anything to talk about?
Let's talk about like Walking Dead or Dexter or something. Actually, let's not. Nobody spoil that shit because I watch that shit later. I'm busy watching football and Survivor Series on Sunday night, so I haven't seen anything yet.
Seriously, if you guys spoil that in the thread, Gino's gonna ban you. I don't have that power, but this is a threat for him.
Yeah, there will be bannings if you spoil shit for me. No, there's the big news coming out of Survivor Series, obviously, is the debut. The big debut, finally. It's not really a debut because he's appeared a few times, but it's the television debut of Dean Ambrose. Now, for those of you who know and don't know, and I don't really know that much, okay? I'm not going to pretend to be one of these fucking, I know it all about everyone in FCW, ECW, WCW, FHW, all these fucking crazy, little indie promotions all over the United States, and all these guys who watch these indie shows and they know everybody. So when a guy finally gets called up and they're like the one who they go, "Oh, you gotta see this guy. He's gonna be really great, man. You gotta check him out. I know more because you only watch WWE." Like I do only watch WWE, but I have seen Dean Ambrose work. And Dean Ambrose is fucking awesome. He's crazy good on the mic. He's like CM Punk Part 2. Like, I watched a match between Punk went to when it was still FCW before they switched to NXT and they fucking dumped FCW. I watched Punk and Ambrose have like a 30-minute match while Punk was main eventing on fucking Raw and pay-per-views and shit. He just went down there and had a match with the dude for like 30 minutes. And it was fucking amazing. So I know Ambrose can wrestle his ass off. But he also did, and I don't know if you saw this, he also did that shoot-style shit with Mick Foley. And they were going to bring him in, and he was fucking shitting all over Foley, like, doing the old Ric Flair bit where he's like, "You're just a stunt man, and you fucking, you ruined a bunch of kids' lives because you convinced them to fucking jump off of houses and break their legs and shit like this." And he was awesome. Huh?
I remember those. Those were crazy.
Yeah, these awesome little, like, viral videos and shit that are coming out. But for, like, whatever reason, they just abandon it. And then we start hearing shit like, well, he's going to debut sometime because Triple H is high on him right now. Like, you hear that a lot. And I want to address that. If you hear anybody say to you that Vince McMahon is high on so-and-so or Triple H is a big supporter of so-and-so, don't believe it. Just don't believe it. Because you don't know if it's true. You don't know. Even if I tell you that shit, don't believe me. Because I don't know. I don't talk to Triple H. I didn't have a conversation and he went, "I really like this Dean Ambrose kid. He's going to be something special." and then go to a dirt sheet and be like, oh, everybody, Triple H is high on Dean Ambrose. Can't wait. He's going to do big things. Like, don't believe that shit. But you all watched Survivor Series. What did you think of the closing angle? The other two guys, before you say what you think, the other two guys were Seth Rollins, formerly Tyler Black, Ring of Honor, and who the fuck was the other guy? Who do they say?
Oh man, it was
Ramon Reigns, Raymond Reigns.
Yeah, Raymond Reigns, and he was basically there just to like hold Ryback on his shoulders, like
because he was the muscle.
He had nothing to do there, man.
Yeah, I don't know that guy. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Like, yeah, I run a pro wrestling website. I know Tyler Black, Seth Rollins. I know Dean Ambrose. I don't know who the fuck Ramon Reigns is, however the fuck you say his name.
Razor Ramon Reigns.
That's funny because that's totally who I think of when you say you can't say the name Ramon or even spell it the same way and have me not think of fucking Scott Hall, man.
It's actually it's Roman Reigns, but like he had nothing to do there, man. Like Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, those are the really really big gets. Which if you follow the indie scene, if you've been like kind of pushing for, hey, let's get better performers in the ring, you're going to be super stoked on these two guys. And like I was talking with a buddy during the like that final part, and if that's going to be like a new stable, like if this is like the new like Paul Heyman guys, and like the rumors of Colt Cabana coming back are true, like holy shit, that's an awesome stable. CM Punk, Colt Cabana, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Brad Maddox. I can get into that, man.
Are we sure it's a stable, though? Like, are we sure they're going to do that?
Six guys, that's a stable, right?
Yeah, but I mean, there's got to be some sort of planning involved here, some longer-term planning. Because Punk's going to be working with Rock at Rumble.
Right.
What are they going to do with those guys? Like, are they going to help? Like, because he's going to lose the title. You know what I mean? Or they're just going to... And I don't know. I think it was Jonathan, I think Loche in the thread who said, it's cool that they're here. And it's cool because these are guys who, you know, everyone's super excited about. And holy shit, they're if nothing else, they're new. They're tired of seeing the same motherfuckers in the main event. Tired of seeing the same, even in the mid card. It's the same motherfuckers just over and over and over and over. I can only watch so many Alberto Del Rio matches before I want to blow my fucking brains out.
My limit is one. My limit on Alberto Del Rio matches is one.
Yeah. He was okay in the 5-on-5 tonight, but it's because, there's a bunch of other motherfuckers with a bunch of other shit going on. But either way, they're new. So, but how can we be sure, and this was Loche's point, that WWE won't absolutely take a fat, gigantic dump on these guys? Because they don't exactly have a great track record with heel stables. And that's what these guys are. They're a heel stable. If that's what this is.
I mean, you have to basically follow a similar track that you did with Nexus, except I think that they kind of abandoned Nexus too early. But if they kind of follow that same storyline, dude, holy crap, this could work.
Rynek is asking me to read the thread, or are you asking if I read the thread? If you are, yes, I do. And he's actually got a really good idea. He says, my idea is Brad Maddox is the leader of the guys who decided to stop waiting for their moment and they want to take it for themselves. Which means it's entirely possible that Punk and Paul Heyman have fucking nothing to do with these guys at all. And that would make sense because Heyman just stood there. I was like specifically looking at Heyman trying to figure out, okay, is it the quote unquote Paul Heyman guys? Because I know they made those shirts. And I'm like, well, maybe they want to market the shirts and, 80% of what WWE does is just, okay, if we can make money on it, the story doesn't matter. Let's just try to figure out a way to fucking put it on a shirt and sell it. So I'm like, maybe you're right. Like you were saying, maybe it's the Paul Heyman guys. And I looked at him and he was like kind of smiling like, hey, this is cool. But he was smiling like, not like, oh, there's the reinforcements. He was smiling like, oh, well, like you just stumbled across a $20 bill. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a cool thing to have happen. We're going to fucking capitalize on it. Punk, go pin Cena. And let's get the fuck out of here. Which is exactly what happened.
I don't know, man. I think that if not Punk, definitely Heyman has something to do with it. We saw last week on Raw that that Heyman spoke with like Brad Maddox and like
Oh,
kind
that's
of
true.
give him like that reassuring like like the reassurance that everything's going to be okay. I could see it being like Heyman has a new crew. He has like CM Punk as the champ. He has Brock Lesnar whenever he comes back, and then he has the dudes who never got a chance, but they should, which kind of falls in line with the Heyman's attitude in ECW, and even as a writer in WWE, he's always been the, oh well, these guys don't belong, they never got a chance. And like, who can fucking cut a better promo about that than Paul Heyman himself?
That's true, and not only that, but Punk has said, and obviously he talks more and more about retirement as time goes by, that he's got his list of goals are running out very fucking quickly because he's gotten to the point now where he's a big enough star that there's not a lot left for him to do. One of the things is to headline WrestleMania, and not like, he's billed as a headliner, but like actually the dude that goes on last. And another thing that is to create new stars. And he's not going to create new stars working with fucking John Cena, who is a bigger star than he is. But he can definitely help create new stars if you attach guys like Ambrose to him, which is what all of us on Cageside in the comments have been fucking begging for them to do for a very long time now. As if you bring it, we weren't even thinking of the other two. We weren't even thinking of Rollins and Reigns. It was just, if you just put Ambrose in there and have it be Ambrose and Punk and Heyman, like, we would all basically just sit around in a thread and jerk off. Like, that's what we would do. And if the women get uncomfortable, we'll figure out what to do at that point. But that's like literally everyone is just begging for that to happen so we can all just get in a thread and jerk off. Like a Cageside circle jerk.
Oh man, that sounds so bad. That sounds like the worst image that you just put in my brain.
It sounds like the greatest
thing.
It's
burned there forever. It's burned in my brain forever.
I'm not used to this because, like, me and Sergio used to be like super, super gay with each other, and you're not like that at all. It's got to be a little bit of a culture shock for everybody else to be like, man, there used to be a lot of gay on the Cageside podcast. Now there's not. It's kind of weird. I also have to shout out Flying Toaster Pile Driver, my personal henchman. What's up, man? He was chatting with me before the show started while we were waiting for Erica to get her shit together.
Right on. Dude, now let's kind of break down the show because...
Yeah, let's do that.
I think that there's a lot to talk about, obviously.
Yes.
First, Cena is continuing to job himself out at the top of the card. How do you think that kind of... How does that affect his placement with fans and basically in like the ladder of the WWE, man?
It doesn't, not at all, because I think it's the kind of thing where we like to pretend like there's not. I don't know. I guess we don't pretend necessarily, but we don't think too much about like the political machinations behind the fucking scenes. Like, you can almost guarantee that Cena, he's this really nice guy. He does all these, Make-A-Wish shit, and he does all this charity work, and he's this great dude. But you can guarantee that he was fucking talking to somebody, and they're like, okay, you're going to have to take the pin, because, we don't want to pin Ryback, or we're going to do this and this and this. You're going to have to job. And he's like, okay, what do I get? You know what I mean? And like, he wouldn't do that because he's this nice dude. No. I guarantee, this is why I think that it's almost for certain, almost set in stone. And I've heard Brian Alvarez at Wrestling Observer has said that there's been talk that Punk would be the main event of WrestleMania next year. That they might want to actually let him go on last, maybe be the one to win the title back from The Rock. And Cena's just kind of out of the picture. There's no fucking way that happens. Because Cena's doing all these jobs, and he's expecting later on that he'll get his shit back. And the way he gets his back, the way he gets his receipt, is pinning The Rock at WrestleMania 29 and winning the title back.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like, if you really think about this, Cena has been basically on, like, the downhill slide since WrestleMania. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane to think. Like, John Cena has, like, been completely out of the title picture for over a year now, or for a year now, and he's been on, like, this pretty epic slide since WrestleMania. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, Wow. Yeah. He's been kind of doing his own thing like while Punk's getting his big run. He's probably just waiting him out because eventually they're going to go back to Cena because Cena's still the guy that moves the needle. And
He's the only
eventually,
guy that moves the needle.
yeah, yeah, and eventually, Brock's going to come back into all this, and I've heard Undertaker maybe at Royal Rumble. So I don't know, and maybe I don't know too though. Like maybe they're fucking sweet talking him with some, maybe an Undertaker match. Maybe even Cena breaks the streak. Maybe shit like that. But they definitely have to sweet talk him because there's not a lot of guys you don't get to be in Cena's position where you main event. Like there was this is a real statistic. At one point, Cena main evented every pay-per-view except like two over like a 2.5 year span. Like you don't get to be that high up in the company without A, burying a few people, B, kissing some fucking serious ass, and C, ruthless fucking politics. Like, he's going to get his. It's just how he's going to do it. I don't know. It's either The Rock winning the title at Mania or maybe it's Undertaker.
It's guaranteed that he's going to get something. Either he's going to get that Rock match, which I still can't believe that he dropped the first match in the first place. If the reason why he did it is so he can get it back in Jersey, then totally. But that's going to be the main event of WrestleMania then. And I hope it's not. I really hope it's not. I also don't want him to take the Undertaker streak because it's already there's already bullshit with how many times John Cena's won the title and how he's basically broken Ric Flair's record. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, I hate John Cena so much. I respect his work. I respect him as a worker, but he bores the shit out of me.
He's a necessary evil because no one gets reaction like he does. That's the problem. You hear Stone Cold talk about it all the time. All these guys, none of them are hungry. None of them are I'm fucking gonna take your fucking spot. This is the same thing I tell people who work on Cageside. Fucking Bradford and Nolan and shit. And I'm like, you know what, man? You should want my job. You know what I mean? That's how you get paid. When I first started, I was on the fucking bottom rung. I was working at Cageside and not making any money at all. Doing a shitload of work at Cageside Seats in August of 2010, making no money. It's now November of 2012. I'm the fucking manager of Cageside Seats, making pretty decent money. I'm also a managing editor at MMA Mania, making pretty good money. You know what I mean? I'm working two jobs, but I'm fucking bouncing back and forth doing all sorts of stuff, and I'm running the fucking show now from being a little underling who wasn't getting paid anything, and now I'm running the show because I have drive. Because I was like, I'm gonna run this motherfucker one of these days. You should want that too. And it's nobody wants that anymore. Nobody wants to get to the point where they actually get a reaction more than John Cena does, and no one even comes close.
I mean, think about it back in the Attitude Era. Triple H wanted the top spot, The Rock wanted the top spot, Stone Cold had the top spot. I'm pretty sure that Mick Foley also wanted that top spot there. The Undertaker sure as hell wanted the top spot. Every single one of those dudes was I'm pretty sure that they weren't politicking to the extent of oh hey, this guy's getting drunk in public and he's not and he's not a good representative for the company. But those dudes were going out there every single night and being Dolph Ziggler. And I mean that in the sense they were putting on the best performance on the card night in and night out. They were selling crazy. They were cutting insane promos because every single one of them understood that, hey, there's only one top guy. There's only one top guy. And, man, it's insane. It's insane.
Triple H used to talk about that a lot. And it's part of the reason Austin refused to fucking go out when he needed neck surgery. The dude broke his neck and didn't miss a day. Didn't miss a day. He came back. He just didn't wrestle. He didn't take... he was giving stunners and shit. He's giving Vince a stunner. He's doing all this crazy shit on a fucking really bad neck that to this day bothers him. He wasn't taking any time off. The dude was are you shitting me? I'm as hot as I've ever been, dude. I'm on a fucking rocket right now. If I leave, Rock's going to take my spot. Triple H is going to take my, and that's exactly what happened. He left for a whole year, and Rock and Triple H made fucking tons of money together, just all sorts of cash. And we're talking about like cutthroat. We're talking like if we're in a race, I'm going to throw a stick at your feet just to trip you up. Like that's the attitude you have to have when you're in a fucking business like this, when you're doing this kind of stuff. And Cena's done a really good job of making us all think, oh, he's such a great guy. That can't be the case. It just can't be. Like, he has to be doing a lot more than that.
It's not the case because, like, as we've both said, every single guy should want to be that top spot. Every single guy should want to headline WrestleMania. Every single guy wants to cut the last promo. Every single guy should want to be John Cena.
Who's the only other guy who's been like that recently that you can think of? There's only one.
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Look where Punk is. You know what I mean? Like, he finally got tired of it, and he's like, you know what? Like, went to Vince McMahon's office and was like, fuck you, dude. Like, are you serious right now with this bullshit you're giving me? You're giving me these shitty stories, and there's this and there's this. I'm quitting, man. I'm fucking done. And, like, it got to a point where they're like, okay, and they come to him, and they're like, here's the idea. Like, we don't have a script for you tonight. Just go out there and talk. Like, air your grievances. And he's like, really? Sweet. And he does that. Now look at him. He's never looked back.
And that's part, like, kind of wrapping everything and going back to, like, to Survivor Series. Like, that's why I can't believe that John Cena jobbed himself out and took a clean pin. Like, that was as clean of a pin as you're going to see in like one of these, no DQ matches. He went down clean. There has to be something on the back end that he's getting, whether it's like, hey, maybe they sweetened the pot and said, hey, we're going to give you X more dollars for doing this. There has to be, he's not a nice guy where he's a businessman first. Like,
he's not Ric Flair.
Yeah, he's not Ric Flair. And like,
Flair would do business, but Flair would also do the job because he would make stars, because the reality is, if you make more stars, then you can make more money. And it's weird. People don't go into feuds with Cena. And they had to be cognizant of the fact that you put Ryback in there with him, and it's suddenly he's going to get some heat that never existed before. Or Cena's just going to take it all. It's like Bret Hart always used to worry about every time Shawn Michaels is around, he's a heat-seeking missile. Like, he's going to take my heat. That's what he does. And that's kind of how John Cena is, because it's weird as fuck to me, and this is probably the biggest knock on Cena that you could ever have. And I don't mean to make this all about Cena. We're going to get to all the matches at Survivor Series. But how many stars has John Cena made? How many guys has John Cena gone into a match with, and they weren't on a level where you could take them seriously as a main eventer before him, and then he got done with them, and then you were like, oh, that's a main event guy. Ooh. I can't think of any. Maybe Punk, but Punk, that's more Punk than it is Cena. I can't think of any.
I can't think of any, man. I'd say that maybe, like, didn't he politic for Zack Ryder? Like, that's the last time I think that he that he did anything to directly try and create a star.
And look what happened to Ryder after fucking hanging with Cena. Like, it's terrible. But we got a caller online. Who's with us, man? Or woman?
Hey, what's going on, my beautiful Cageside babies?
Oh, what's up, man?
So I'm just chilling at home, watching some Doctor Who on Netflix. Check my Twitter. I see @Gina Morosco with one tweet that says Ambrose. Fucking Dean Ambrose debuted tonight, and I missed it.
You weren't even watching the show?
No, man. Fucking WWE is terrible, and I don't like for a wrestling fan anymore. Why would I bother watching the show?
Because it's not terrible. It was actually a really good show. And you missed...
Well, the product itself is terrible.
I can dig that. But you didn't just miss Ambrose. You missed Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins is whatever.
And some guy named Reigns. Ramon Reigns. How do you say it?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I saw that dude on NXT, actually, last week.
Is he any good?
Well, he just, he got interviewed. I think he kind of has, like a pompy, millionaire, like rich dude gimmick.
Really?
Yeah, I think I don't know.
He just seemed like the muscle out there tonight because, like, he was like Roth was saying, he's only there because he's the only one who could actually keep Ryback up on his shoulders.
But I mean, that's as far as his gimmick in whatever the fuck it's called, NXT. I mean, obviously, fucking Seth Rollins is the face champion of NXT. And he's over here, like, you know, powerbombing. They don't exist in the same universe, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't give shits about Seth Rollins whenever Dean Ambrose is involved. I mean, they're wrestling together, fine, but I mean, like, I don't care about Seth Rollins at all in this situation. It's all about Ambrose. I was actually thinking just the other day, like, when the hell is he going to debut? So I just wanted to call you guys, say hello. Hello, Hoops. Hello, Jolie, Chris, all you guys. Right,
Why did you lead with the ladies?
I said Chris.
The two women on Cageside, and you led with the lady. Like, oh, what's up, Hoops? What's up, Jolie? I'm chilling. What's up?
Because they said hi. Because they said hello. Also, Clinging Mars, Flying Toaster. Those people said hello. That's why I said hello to them.
Oh, okay. We were just talking about you earlier about how the podcast is a lot less gay now that you're not on it, and we needed to gay it up a little bit. So,
you know what? Fuck Clinging Mars. First off, I take back my hello, and I don't know. Dean Ambrose just debuted on Survivor Series, powerbombed Ryback through a table.
He did. Nobody. What's funny is nobody recognized him.
I'm gonna go oil myself up and watch some old Dragon Gate USA DVDs.
You're gonna oil yourself. Are you naked right now?
Maybe I am. All I'm wearing is a John Moxley T-shirt and a smile.
A John Moxley T-shirt and a smile with your cute little ass hanging out.
Exactly. And what's up, Rod C? Buckeye. Roth, where are you?
I'm right here, man.
You haven't said a damn word. How have you been,
quiet,
sir?
Huh? I've been super quiet. I'm good, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. Well, you guys continue with the podcast. Just wanted to call and mark out over Dean Ambrose. I'm going to see if I can't find some place to download this show now.
Definitely. Check it out. Legally, of course.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, you know, buy a replay or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
Peace.
Later. Fucking Sergio. Bunch of fucking Judas. Everybody turns on us when Sergio shows up. Oh, hey, Sergio. That's right.
We got another caller ready?
Another. What's up? Who are we talking to?
Hi, this is John Luce.
What's up, man?
And I appreciate Gino. You're one of the few people who I've met, not in person, who can pronounce my last name correctly, so...
Right on. No, I think you told us one day. We butchered it in one of the other podcasts, and you told us how to pronounce it.
Well, that was too long ago, so, but anyway.
So what's up?
To expand on my post I did earlier, I said I appreciate Ambrose and Rollins being a part of the end to Survivor Series, but am I really to trust WWE to get these new guys into the proper role that they need to be to become main event guys? I mean, we saw how Nexus went. Do you really expect WWE to properly build Ambrose and Rollins into being main event level guys after what happened to the likes of Wade Barrett?
Okay, that's fair, but how should they use him then?
Well, that's one thing. I'm not quite sure how he should be used, but the way it's being booked, at the very least, it seems to me like they're going to be thrown into some meaningless feud with Ryback, where it ends up either A, they get fed to him, which is going to kill any heat they have going forward, for the meaningful future, or, as much as I hate to say this, Ryback is their best hope for a fresh face that could potentially carry the company other than Cena.
Wow, so you think Ryback? You think Ryback over a guy like Punk?
At the very least, right now, at the stage right now, I mean, do you? What was it? With Ryback, you at least have some reaction. Unfortunately, with WWE's booking with Punk during his main face run, he didn't get that much of a reaction. Do you? I mean, at least with Ryback, like I said, I don't know. Maybe no more whether or not how much of the feed me more chants are just piped in. But
well, that's also people want to be marks when you go to the show. Like you want to get in on the chants like that. Like I would chant if I was there. That wouldn't mean I'm a big Ryback fan. It wouldn't mean I'd pay for a pay-per-view match. But if I was there, I'd get in on the chant because it's fun.
like I said, maybe my built-in cynicism of WWE is just clouding my judgment, but the way that match finished, I don't see any logical conclusion that can hopefully build Ambrose and Rollins. And the fact that, I mean, Rollins, if I remember correctly, it's been a while, but wasn't he marketed as FCW NXT's main face?
Yeah, that's what Sergio was just saying. He's the main guy. He's their champ.
Yeah, so why is he all of a sudden attacking the main fresh face in WWE? So, again, unless and why the other guy who nobody knows who was picked over a guy like Chris Hero or several other guys that they have. But that's besides the point. I mean, unless the idea is that at some point you're going to relatively early in the run split Ambrose and Rollins and have them feud, I don't know why this composition of those three guys are picked. So
that makes sense. You know what though? That's when it's like tune in tomorrow. Because, Ryback's going to come out and fucking, he's going to demand answers and shit. Maybe they show up, maybe they don't. I don't know. They do the Men in Black thing where they're wearing all black and fucking silent, maybe. I don't know. There's at least
like
there's
aces
potential.
And eights. Like aces
I mean,
and eights.
listen, yeah, I mean, and Ryback, listen, I enjoy the absurdity of Ultimate Warriors, sort of, blood of Valhalla, give me strength promos, and I think Ryback can do that. So I do feel a little bit of love to Ryback, but do you really? I don't know.
All right, man. We got more calls. We got more calls coming in. You got anything else?
Guys. Thank you all.
All right, brother. Who do we got on the line?
Hey, it's Buckeye.
What's up, man?
What up, Buckeye?
Except for just the card as a whole, it's fucking amazing. Outside of the whole AJ thing, and being the Ambrose, Mark Ham, coming from Cincy, and watching him in his early days live. Fuck, dude, I don't care if I'm gonna hold out hope for right now. I mean, the guy's just too damn talented, and even if you don't want to believe the Triple H stuff, I mean, you definitely know Punk's huge on him. Looking at the promo he cut for him, saying he was going to be the champ in a few years, and looks like Punk might try and do this like HBK did for Punk in the back.
Yeah, we know Punk is extremely big on him. Like, when I say don't believe that shit when you hear it, if you hear it straight from the source, like Punk literally saying, like, they need to fucking bring this guy on TV, then believe it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, that's all I had to say. It was a great card. Fucking Ziggler also was MVP of the card outside of the ending.
Ziggler, man, like the first time he's won a pay-per-view match since fucking Vietnam, dude. It was good to see him actually get a pin, especially on Orton.
Yo, that monkey flip, though? Can we talk about that monkey flip?
He flipped like 58 times, dude, and he's like suspended in the air just doing flips like there's a fucking string hanging down, dude.
Like, that was the craziest monkey flip in the world. I agree with you, Buckeye. Yeah, like, Ziggler stole the show for me again. Like, every single time he's on a card, that guy is just crazy. He's taking insane bumps. The one thing I'll disagree, though, I think that I actually enjoyed the stuff with AJ. I think that she actually held her own. She didn't seem as awkward as she normally does on the microphone. I'm not, buying into the whole storyline, but at least like she seemed kind of competent on the mic as opposed to like a normal, typical diva.
She can be good on the mic. She's just not consistent.
Yeah, no, I agree. She's not consistent at all.
All right, Buckeye, you got anything else?
I can't wait for Raw tomorrow. As long as they give Ambrose the mic, they can go 5 hours.
All right, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, later.
A lot of Ambrose marks on Cageside seats, man. A lot of Ambrose marks. CJ, don't be shitting on the caller, CJ. He says if we're doing call-ins, it needs to be sports radio. Call in, make your point, and bounce. I get that, but like those guys are on a time crunch, dude. Like I guess
we can literally keep going until like the morning.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna just like be a douche and be like, fucking make your point already. Fuck, man.
Especially when we have like people from, the UK. Like we have people from like Europe calling in, guys. Let them have their say, guys.
Yeah, those people it's way in the morning, early in the morning for them, I think. So yeah, we got Dean and fucking Ambrose. Let's go through the rest of the card. Punk retains the title, which is good, and it probably means Punk versus Rock at the Rumble, which is what I wanted anyway, which is what I think we all wanted, so that's good. What was before that match?
Before that was the Survivor Series match.
Ah, yes. Did anybody in the thread who's listening right now who plays the pay-per-view pick'em game, did anybody get the fucking bonus points at all? I certainly didn't. Sandow was the first one eliminated, so if you pick Sandow first, you get 2 points for that. And Ziggler was the sole survivor. So if you pick that, you got 5 points. So I'm wondering if anybody fucking got that, because I figured it'd be the baby faces. I can't believe they let the heel go over in a match like that. But I guess they let the baby faces earlier in the night with the impromptu match.
Oh man, we got to talk about that, but let's talk about this one first. Maybe I'm wrong, and I've been told that I'm an asshole for not really enjoying Alberto Del Rio's work. I don't like that guy's work. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of seeing him in the ring. His mean like getting mad face is fucking terrible. I thought that we were going to see a Randy Orton heel turn. I was really stoked. I thought that we were going to get a Randy Orton heel turn and turn on the Miz, and then boom, the heels win that way. I didn't think that Ziggler was going to go over, especially over clean on Orton. That was pretty rad, dude.
I was convinced they were going to turn Orton heel because I think the writing's been on the wall that Ziggler needs to go babyface, because they were fucking chanting for Ziggler with when Big Show was laying out, waiting to go to the back after the match against Sheamus. And they're like, we want Ziggler. We want Ziggler. And this is in like Indianapolis. Like normally, if you're talking about a heel, you're talking about like maybe like the fuckers in the Garden would start chanting shit like that, or like Miami was kind of doing that when the Daniel Bryan thing happened, and that at WrestleMania with Sheamus or whatever, people were pissed off. But like they're chanting Ziggler, like it's time. Like you can turn him face, and I don't know how he'd work out as a face, and I know he likes working as a heel, but he's kind of like, what does he do now? He doesn't really do anything. He just has fucking awesome matches. I don't see any reason why you can't turn him. So I figured what they do, and they're turning Miz, is they would do sort of like the best double turn they could, which is they would fucking have Miz and Orton be the sole survivors and have them turn on each other right at the end of the fucking match. Like they win, but immediately after, like Orton RKOs him, maybe punts him in the head. And then it cements it. Now Miz is a face, and now Orton's a heel. Because he really wants to turn heel. So I figured that's what they did.
And Miz seems to be like one of those guys that actually wants to be a face. Like from what I read, like he was doing charity stuff all week. Yeah. And like they're really looking forward to making him a face. He represents the company in radio interviews and stuff. He represents them well. I think like I'm again, this is maybe an unpopular opinion, but like I don't like Del Rio. I think that the Miz is awesome. Like I think that guy really does have some real charisma, and he can work a match decently well. I like watching The Miz, and I kind of like the fact that he's like the new undefeated guy in the for like the major events.
Like, I couldn't disagree with you more about Miz. I fucking hate Miz with a passion. I think I agree with you in the sense that, like, you have to have guys like that because he's really good with media. Like, he's clean cut. He's a good
with media. Like,
he's
crazy good with media.
A good looking dude who speaks well and who's like a really hard worker. Like, that's part of the reason Cena and Sheamus are where they are is because they're just fucking workaholics who WWE would be like, we need to send you to Egypt just to do a sit down interview and then we'll fly you back. Like, they'd be like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be a problem. And normal people would be like, are you fucking serious? Like I don't want to do that. First of all, I don't like flying. Second of all, Egypt? What the fuck? It's just an interview. Like, let's do Skype. There's technology in the world now, Vince. But Cena would totally just be like, cool, man, I'm on my way now. Send the jet.
John Cena would be like, yeah, totally. Wait, like, I get to go to Egypt?
Yeah.
Really? Like, totally. Why wouldn't I want to do that?
And he would not care at all that he's wearing shirts that are fucking orange and purple, like Rock said, looking like a fucking bowl of Fruity Pebbles, because that's what WWE wants, and he just does it, because that's just how it is.
He's getting so much money.
Yeah, they're paying the fuck out of him. And that's the kind of guy Miz can be. So you want to turn him babyface and you want to let him do all that shit, that's fine. But his character and his mannerisms and that fucking duck face he does when he wants to get real serious, I can't take that seriously. I just can't. He doesn't look like a man. Like, and maybe that sounds stupid, like he looks like a young, like, adolescent boy. Like, Randy Orton looks like a man. Like, he's you look at a guy and you go, that's what a guy looks like. He's a man. He's a grown man. Like, the kind of dude you wouldn't, like, want to fuck with, or you would, you know what I mean? If he throws a punch, you take it a lot more seriously than if the fucking Miz throws a punch. Like, I can't even keep a straight face talking about it. Like Miz's punches are the worst thing in the history of time.
Wait. Are we correct? Are we comparing movesets and calling one manly and the other not? Because I have some choice words for Randall Orton's clothesline, sir.
Let's hear him.
Dude, that is the most limp-wristed clothesline ever. It looks ridiculous.
Orton's got solid clotheslines.
No, that is the worst-looking clothesline in the world.
He's fluid.
No, he's an asshole. Randall Orton is not good. He's not good. He like he has the worst clothesline in the business. I would rather watch Ryback's clothesline any day, because Randall Orton is terrible, and y'all are retarded for thinking that he's good. Also, y'all are retarded for thinking that Del Rio is good, and that's why y'all retarded people think that those matches that you get every single pay-per-view between the two of them is good, because y'all are retarded. Pro mode.
He's pro mode. Cut the fucking mic. It's over. It's fucking over. This shit is done. Dude, I don't like Del Rio either, because he's just there. Like, there's nothing that sets him apart or makes me like, okay, he's unique. He just has a fucking funny way of talking with his accent. Like, it's pretty much all there is to him.
But, like, think if Ricardo wasn't there, man. Like, Ricardo's the guy who's awesome in that duo. Del Rio has no personality. He has no charisma. He is a charisma vacuum.
Ricardo might actually be a better wrestler, is the best part. But we have another caller. Who's on the line?
It's Toaster.
Oh, what's up, man?
Not much. Just wondering, so did Ryback just draw the short straw before they went out when they decided he was going through both announce tables tonight?
I believe
Couldn't even
so,
give
yeah.
him just one.
It's called paying your dues.
I figured it was also punishment for them forcing Cena to put on that long-ass STF.
Wasn't that the worst thing ever? Like, he's not even, like, putting his fucking arms around Ryback's chin. Like, he's just kind of resting him on his face. And, I want so bad. Like, ESPN did that story. Like, they did, like, 10,000 words about a guy teabagging another guy. Like, I want someone to teabag Cena while he's giving someone the STF. Because his face, when he does that move, is the fucking worst thing in the history of the world.
Well, I figured at that point Cena was just taking a nap and, using Ryback as like a giant throw pillow. That's why Punk took his time getting up there, and he's like, okay, you two done playing over there yet?
Like, he's doing that shit where he, like, opens his mouth, because it's where they start snapping pictures for the good photo ops. So he opens his mouth like he's going to scream, like he's, like, exerting himself, but then he forgets to scream. So he's just, like, holding, like, Ryback with his arms over him, like he's not even pulling back, and he's just got his mouth wide open. Like, I wish someone would just drop their balls in his mouth, dude. Like, I hate him so much right there.
Well, if it was anyone but Vince, he'd bite.
That's terrible. Anyone but Vince.
He wouldn't bite Vince.
Or Triple H.
Well, no, he'd ask Triple H which one he wanted.
Or Stephanie. Oh!
I see what you did there.
I
see what you did there.
No, I like Stephanie. I'm sorry. Stephanie's hot, man. She's a cute little thing.
And look at Hines supplying us with a wonderful picture of Cena with his mouth ready for the balls.
Oh, my God. Did he really? Oh, he sure did. Look at him, dude. Like, he's totally looking up because he knows there's a camera. Oh, let's get the picture. Like,
well, wait a second.
There, dude.
I know what John Cena reminds me of right now. Did you ever see The Mummy?
Yes. No.
You've never seen The Mummy with Brendan Fraser?
No, I have. Go ahead.
Every time the mummy screams with the jaw distended from the mouth, that's what he's reminded me of right there. The only thing missing is the flies flying out.
I see.
All right, buddy. You got anything else?
Nope. You guys got me for what I needed to say. Time to go back to listening and making fun of people.
All right, man.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Gino. So talking about that Survivor Series match. Okay. What did you think of Ziggler? The whole ending with the coming in with the zigzag. Not the zigzag. The super kick.
First of all, they had me marking out because I thought for sure when he fucking just broke out and hit the zigzag on Orton before Orton turned around or whatever. I was like, they're gonna give him the pin. He's gonna win. This is crazy. This is awesome. And then fucking Orton kicked out, and I was like, holy shit! And I like said that out loud. And I realized, I was like, see, that's why he's good. That's why Orton's good. That's why they do it. That's when you know they did a good job. When I'm like saying that out loud and I'm just sitting here alone watching the show. But I like the finish, man. I'm kind of surprised Orton laid down for him, especially just off a fucking super kick like that.
That was a really pretty looking super kick, man.
It was very nice. Where's Irod to get us some GIFs of this shit, man? Get in there and GIF that shit up, Irod. We also want a GIF of the 38 flips.
That was the craziest thing, man. How does he do that on a monkey flip?
I have no idea.
Fucking insane.
That's nuts, dude. That's why we compare him to Mr. Perfect. Like, dude could flip in midair. Like, doesn't need to get like a running jump start. Doesn't need any help. Like, he just flips. He just starts flipping and bumps like a madman. What was the next match?
Next match down. That was I think it was a Divas match. No. It was Cesaro versus R-Truth.
Oh, yeah, Cesaro. This was kind of lame. You know what? Like, the show was good, like, once you got towards the end. Like, Cesaro was going to win, and we knew that, and Truth didn't fucking stand a chance. And it was kind of cool, I guess, because they let him get all this good offense in, and Truth laid down, and you got to establish guys somehow. But it'd be nice if, like, people cared. But people just don't care. Why don't people care about the mid-card?
Because they've never done anything to make me care about the mid-card. I mean, that and the point and the fact that I really don't like Claudio or Antonio Cesaro, whatever you guys call him. I'm not a fan. I don't like the way that they're kind of booking guys that are doing like these reality type matches, like Wade Barrett doing like straight punches and kicks. Like, I get that for real with MMA. I don't want to watch that shit. And I just don't understand Antonio Cesaro's matches. So, like, they do nothing for me. Like, I get that he's a good worker and that, like, everything is super clean. Does nothing. Like, the guy has no charisma as far as I'm concerned. And, like, he doesn't interest me. R-Truth, his promos interest me. Like, he makes me laugh. I want to see R-Truth on camera. Antonio Cesaro doesn't do that. Like, I don't care about Antonio Cesaro, so therefore I don't care about the United States Championship.
That's like an interesting thing to think of. Like, how do you qualify? How do you put into words what it is that you enjoy about certain guys? Like when you say, okay, like someone says, all right, I don't like John Cena, or like I don't like Antonio Cesaro, and you go, why? Versus, why do you like, CM Punk? Like, what is it that makes us like them? Because, like you said, we're not here for competition because there's an alternative which is much better, where they really punch each other in the face, where they really submit each other, where the shit's real. Like, I can get that. I can go to UFC and watch that shit. I watch it Saturday night.
Right, exactly.
What is it with pro wrestling that we look for then?
I look to be entertained, man. Like I look to have my that's a suspension of disbelief, man. Like I want to be able to say like, holy shit, these guys are bigger, like larger than life, or I want to have the alternative, which is what dragged me back in the first place, which was CM Punk's promo, which was, holy shit, I've never seen this before. And that's also why I like going to indie shows versus, like whenever ACW has a show, I go to those, because like the stuff you see on the indie scene, yeah, a lot of it is super sloppy, but then you go, holy shit, I've never seen that finisher before. I've never seen anybody do that before. I've never seen that before. And that's why I watch pro wrestling. Antonio Cesaro, he may be amazing in the ring. He may be the second coming of Bret Hart or HBK, or like he may be like the new best of all time, but he does nothing because to me he has no charisma.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like when you meet somebody, or like you hang out with a group of people and like someone new shows up and you spend like a half hour in the same room with them and hanging out or whatever, and then like they leave and you form an opinion and you're just like, I don't really like that dude. And they're like, why? I'm like, I don't know. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I guess it's like that. Like, and that's what pro wrestling has to tap into. But I don't think they try hard enough to do that. Like, their whole thing with Cesaro is he's the U.S. champ who acts like he's better than everybody. Like, and that's it. It's hard to feel connected to that when his presentation and his, I guess, charisma or lack thereof nothing brings that across. Like, I'm not sitting here like thinking, man, like this guy's an asswipe. Like, I want to see him lose. Like, I don't really think that anymore. Like, I think at a certain point, like you said, we have legitimate options. We have options for legitimate shit. Like, that's part of why MMA got so popular. It's definitely off pro wrestling type fans like us who are like, okay, I'm going to stay to be entertained by this shit. Like, like we grew up on Russo. Like, Russo was our shit. Like, it's fun to fucking bash him, and it's fun to take a shit on Vince Russo and how he's an idiot and he sucks and he's terrible. But, like, Russo had it right in a lot of ways, because do you really watch pro wrestling for the wrestling? Not really. I mean, yeah, it's good when the matches are really good, and, sometimes there's a classic, but we don't really have a lot of great workers in the industry anymore. Like, there's no HBK. Like, there's no, like, Triple H in his prime. Like, even Stone Cold in his prime. Even The Rock in his prime. Guys like that, like Randy Savage. Like, we don't have guys like that anymore. Like, the best worker out there is probably Dolph Ziggler, and that's kind of shitty. Like, that's not that good.
I mean that's the other crazy thing. Like, is it, watching those old matches, like going back and watching the Stone Cold Steve Austin box set, or the Macho Man Randy Savage anthology on Netflix, you go, whoa, this dude was incredible. Like, there was no stopping, there was no like waiting for the next spot. Like, Savage was incredible. Like, there was no time. Everything was like, it was like a metronome. And now our best workers, like, you have Ziggler, you have Punk. Punk is sloppy as shit, but he makes it work. And then you also have Daniel Bryan. Like, those are the three people. Like, would you say that Sheamus is a good worker? He's good for what he is, but like I wouldn't say that he's. If we're looking at it from an amazing like moves the needle in any kind of way, Sheamus shouldn't be in the main event. He's not a good wrestler. He offers nothing.
Yeah, like, and it's not even that too. It's like when you think of like, I remember we did a whole podcast. Like we had this idea to do a podcast called Let's Watch whatever we're gonna watch. And the thing that we watched, we only did one of them, was the Randy Savage fucking DVD that's on Netflix. I guess not a DVD or whatever. The Randy Savage release that's on Netflix. Yeah. So, and we're watching the shit, and what immediately becomes clear is you can't take your eyes off him. Like, he's not even in he's doing a tag match with Hogan and Andre and Ted DiBiase. Now, those are huge fucking names. Like, we're talking about Hogan and Andre are like two guys you'd put on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling history. And yet, despite that, and DiBiase, one of the best workers of all time, one of the best gimmicks of all time, a guy that I think is one of the greatest ever. I love DiBiase. And we couldn't look at anybody but Savage because he's so fucking wildly entertaining. Like, he's gravity. Like, you have to look at what he's doing because he's just so wildly entertaining with everything he does. He's like running up and down the ropes, pointing at the sky, like looking out at the crowd with crazy eyes and shit, ruffling his hair. And you're like, what is he doing? This guy's crazy, but he's fucking awesome. And then he gets in the ring and he's an awesome wrestler. And then we have the Survivor Series match tonight, 5-on-5. There's 10 guys. My eyes weren't drawn to anything in particular. That is a fucking problem. Like, that's a huge problem where there's no focal point. Like, there's nothing for me to go, like, dude, this guy's awesome. Like, I can't stop looking at this dude. Like, check out what he's doing. Like, the last time I felt like that was fucking Titus O'Neil when the Primetime Players were part of a lumberjack match. And Titus O'Neil was on the outside getting himself over by just doing a bunch of crazy shit. That was the last time I felt like that.
I mean, you're not wrong, man. And that's the other thing. Like, I've been watching those Legends roundtables, and I told you that, like, when you posted the one about the NWO, I kind of went into like this Legends roundtable like obsession and started watching all of them. And one of the big points that that everybody brought up about Andre the Giant is that, like, the reason why he was so over and like such like a special, like he was a special attraction. He didn't show up every single week for a match. He wasn't on every single pay-per-view. And so, like, somebody who should kind of draw us in the Big Show, he doesn't. He's just a guy. He's just a guy on the roster that, to me, one of the most underrated guys on that roster. But, like, he's not that awe-inspiring figure where you go, holy shit, that's Andre the Giant. Which is what, like, everybody did when you saw Andre the Giant. You go, holy shit, that guy's a giant. Paul White is just a tall guy, like a tall, chubby guy.
That's exactly it. And I can't. It's not even something you can explain. It's like, but this is the big disconnect between pro wrestling today, and it's not just WWE. It's pro wrestling. TNA doesn't have this either, not even close. From any of the indie wrestling I've watched or the times I've sat down and tried to watch Ring of Honor, shit like that, they don't have it either. Is guys who, like, you look at them and there's just something about them. Like, you know, like the it factor, I guess they might call it, or like in pro football when they talk about a guy who has like a certain thing but they can't describe it, they call them intangibles, or, you know, just shit that you just can't. Like, there's nothing I can say to, okay, this is what he has that makes me, like, drawn to him. But like you said, like, Andre was an attraction. Like you couldn't help but be intrigued by whatever it is that he was. Big Show's just a big, tall, fat guy. Like, who has a disorder.
And that sucks for Paul White, because if we're being completely honest with each other, better worker than Andre the Giant.
Yeah, way better. But DiBiase didn't really have that. Like, he was super fucking good at what he did, but he didn't have that. Like, Mr. Perfect didn't have that. Bret Hart, good as he was, didn't really have that. That's why he never drew a ton of money. Even Shawn, much as I love Shawn Michaels, never drew a ton of money because he didn't have that. Best fucking wrestler in the history of time. The very, very best when he got into the fucking ring. No matter who he was working with. He was it. But didn't have it. You know who had it? Hulk Hogan. I fucking hate Hulk Hogan. But Hogan had that. Hogan just, like, makes you Like you just look at him
breathless,
and like
breathless.
Yeah.
He makes you breathless. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing as Goldberg. Goldberg made you breathless. Stone Cold Steve Austin, like when the glass shattered, you knew that you were like, holy shit, like the Undertaker. There's no fucking Undertaker. Like once Mark Calloway retires, which probably is going to be this year or next year. Like this year meaning 2013 or the 2014 WrestleMania. Like there's no more Undertaker. Like there's no more like that guy scared the shit out of me as a child.
Yeah, like it's so disheartening because it doesn't feel like we have any of that. Like there's no one like that. Like Austin it was palpable, man. He comes out and you're like, I'll do what you want right now. You're just that awesome. And he's like, okay, give me a hell yeah. And you're like, dude, I will scream that until my throat is raw. Is there just something about these guys? The Rock had it big time. But you look at today and it's like Cena kinda has it. Like kinda, but not really. That's why he doesn't measure up. He's been on top for the past decade, but he doesn't measure up to the biggest stars ever. Like his resume.
You know who had it, in my opinion, that may like this is going to be kind of surprising. When Mark Henry was on his his giant like crazy like heel run, that was a dude that like he took your breath away because he was so fucking stiff with everything he did. He was scary. Like, when was the last time you were scared? Ryback doesn't make me scared. Like, he's not that guy.
Yeah, like, I can remember writing the Raw Live blogs and shit, and, like, talking about him, like, he definitely had it during that time. I don't know, like, that's the weirdest thing about it, too, because, like, it's there. It's gone now. He doesn't have it now, but it was there. Like, he just had that thing. And, like, he's in the ring, and I'm like, okay, the crowd's really quiet. It's not because he doesn't have heat. It's because they're all scared shitless. Like, nobody wants to say anything because this man is legitimately terrifying. Like, he's just got, like, something about how he's doing what he's doing. Maybe it's like a size thing combined with a fucking uber charisma combined with
being fucking terrifying.
And the ability to perform that well, the ability to project that. Like, he's walking out and yelling at people in the crowd, and it's like, I'm pretty sure this guy could fucking, like, rip my head off.
But, like, for real, like, he's doing, like, so convincingly that he will murder you. Like, Ezekiel Jackson is a big black guy. Like, same, you know, if we're looking at Mark Henry, like, Mark Henry's a gigantic black guy. But the thing that makes Mark Henry fucking scary is that he's terrifying. He will murder you. He will put you through that canvas. Like, Ezekiel Jackson doesn't have it. Mark Henry, during his giant heel run, had it.
Yeah, he had it. Like legitimate murder. Like, stop your fucking heart shit, man. Like, just by looking at you. Like, he just looked mean. It's like you said, though, like, Ezekiel would probably be the guy who could do more damage in a real fight. Like, Henry's big and kind of slow. So it's just how you project yourself. And Ezekiel can look at me mean all day. And he can yell all day. And be a big black guy all day with gigantic muscles. But he ain't never going to exude whatever the fuck it is that they have that makes you feel that way and makes you drawn to him, makes you want to watch him, that Henry did in 2011. And it sucks because Henry's probably never going to get that back. It really does. And then it sucks because I don't see any single wrestler not one that has that. I'm hoping eventually someone can, like, it just happens. I think that's why everybody's so fucking happy that Dean Ambrose is here. And that guys like that are starting to show up because they're like, maybe they have it. You know who else has got it? Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, holy crap! So
Daniel fucking Bryan.
That entire tag match, we're still talking about the Survivor Series match, which is awesome. But Daniel Bryan, every single time that guy has a camera in front of him, I'm compelled to watch. I want to see everything that he does. I want to see everything that he does with Kane. If I told you last year that Daniel Bryan and Kane would be the most over thing about Raw. Not like the most over, tag team. I mean the most over aspect of the WWE. You would laugh at me.
Oh, yeah?
Those two guys, that's why I'm tuning in these days. I want to see what they do next. And that, it's not like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Like, I get to see, their funny little, jokes. The chemistry that they have in, interactions and the way that they work in the ring together, those guys are money. Like, give me 10 Daniel Bryan and Kane matches, and I'll be so stoked.
If I went to a show and they gave me a survey and they're like, who are you here to see? And who are you willing to just skip through? And who are the people you don't want to see? The people I don't want to see would include like shit like Brodus Clay anymore, or like Tensai or fuckholes like that. But like, who would I put up with would basically be everybody else. Not Punk, maybe. And that like literally might be it. And then they go, well, who did you come to see? Like, I want to see Daniel Bryan. Like, I can't wait for it. Like, if I was like still a kid again, like I can remember Raw came through where I live, and I went to the show, and all I fucking cared about was hearing Stone Cold's glass and just getting to go nuts. And it never happened. He did a run in, but he didn't have the glass hit. And I was like, I was devastated. Forever, I was devastated. This was like during the Ministry of Darkness days with The Undertaker.
Right.
So it was like still really cool. Like everything about the show was awesome, and it was like in its fucking peak, and it's like 99 or whatever. And it's still like this awesome show, but it's like, that's what I want to hear. And so now if they came back now, I'd be like, I can't wait until I hear Brian's music hit and the yes and the no shit, and just to get to be a part of it and get to see how he is in person. Like, that's what I want. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm tuning in. When he shows up on my TV, when I hear that music come on, I stop what I'm doing and I look up. Like, there are like almost no one else on the show does that to me. No one. Even Punk. I'll just kind of glance when he's on just to see, is it interesting tonight? Then I'll keep looking. But Brian, I'll just put my shit down and be like, I'm gonna wait till the segment's over. You know?
He's the most over guy on that roster, and like, thank God they reestablished this tag team division, kinda. Like, it works so well with Brian and Kane. It sucks. Like, it sucks because you know eventually it's going to end.
Yeah, and Cody got hurt, so the Road Scholars might be going away.
I mean, it's going to be David Otunga and Damian Sandow.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of funny. Everybody thought like whoever Rhodes' replacement would get eliminated first, but like I guess the more logical thing would just be to get rid of Sandow first, because he's his partner. So just get him out early. He tried to leave the match. He's like, fuck this. My partner's gone. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't like Otunga. I don't like any of you people. You're a bunch of cretins. And just leave. And it's like, why wouldn't we think of that? Like, that's the first guy you eliminate. I think I picked Brian to be the first guy they eliminate.
But on that same side, man, why would, like, he was getting counted out. Why wouldn't Kane just let him get counted out?
That's true.
That didn't make sense. And being an adult, that bothered me because there was no logic to it.
I didn't even think of that, and I think that's the issue, man. When you start like trying to inject logic into WWE, you're gonna fucking go mad. You're not gonna be able to enjoy the show anymore because it's just impossible. Because they don't use logic.
Hey Gino,
what
did you think of the Divas match?
You know what? I barely watched it.
That was so bad. It's so bad.
I barely watched it. Like, you know what? Like, Eve's really hot. Even though she's boning down with what's his name?
Henner Gracie.
Henner Gracie, yeah. The dude who talks really fucking weird. Like, he's got a cool accent, but he just, like, his cadence is all fucking weird and shit. Like, the way he delivers his words.
Oh, yeah.
He's cool and all, but whatever. But she's hot. But now that I know they're boning down and they're gonna get married, like, I can't look at her without thinking of him. And it ruins it for me, dude, because then I started, like, I watched a video of him making like a kale shake or some shit like that, and it's like what always pops into my head when she comes on TV. It's fucked up, man. I hate it.
So I was talking to Dave Walsh, who runs liverkick.com. He used to be the managing editor of Headkick Legend. And when Caitlyn delivered the knee to the guts, which I believe was the call that Michael Cole made, Dave Walsh had an amazing name for that finisher if they want to go with it as as Caitlyn's finisher, and that's the go to uterus,
as opposed to the go to sleep.
Yeah, it's just the go to uterus.
The go to uterus. That's fucking terrible. Shout out to Dave Walsh for
that. Hey, Gino.
What?
What'd you think of Sheamus and Big Show?
What's this Hey Gino thing, man?
I don't know.
That's the new gimmick. Hey, man. What'd you think of this?
That's my new gimmick.
It's a new gimmick. Good. Sheamus, Big Show. That wasn't bad, actually. Like, I hate to admit it almost because I think Sheamus is just a complete turd. And I don't want to see him on my TV, and I don't want him at the top, and I don't want him with the title and all that shit. But they put on good matches, dude. Him and Show, man, they got some sort of chemistry going. The storyline sucks ass, but the matches are really good.
Oh, the storyline is terrible, but like that's two pay-per-views in a row that they put on a great match.
Yeah.
Like a 3-star match.
Yeah.
3.5 star. Like that was a solid match, dude. And yeah, I hate Sheamus.
Yeah, I really. Someone just Hines just posted a picture of Caitlyn who brought out the wig. What the fuck was that? Like, is that like that's the Vince McMahon blow off technique, dude. Like where he's like, okay, we got to explain the storyline. Eve's not losing. I fucking figured maybe they'd give Caitlyn a win here, just because fuck, throw a bone. You're just kind of fucking with her for the past however many weeks. But she brings out the wig like. This is proof. Eve was wearing a blonde wig to throw me off the trail. I know it was her. And then comes out and gets pinned. What the fuck's the point of that? And she's wearing cargo pants. Like, she's got some of the best thighs in the fucking wrestling world, and she's wearing pants. And they're cargo pants.
She looks like a more muscular Trish Stratus in that photo. I mean that in the sexiest way.
The best way. What's up with that top, man? I've never seen a top like that.
Yeah, I am A-okay with that, man.
It's like a teardrop top. Teardrop cleavage.
Like if that's her new outfit, I can get into that, man. I can dig that. I can get into that.
Just wear the shorts, man. She's got thunder thighs. Don't be shy. And everybody's marking out over her. She seems like she lost some weight, says Buckeye. That's terrible, man. Does she?
I think
she does. Yeah. What the fuck? Hey, Roth, I'm stealing your gimmick for a sec. What did you think about AJ and Vicky and that advancement, and Tamina Snuka shows up?
Yo, so I kind of said it when we got I believe it was Buckeye called in, and I said that I actually enjoyed how AJ held her own on the microphone. Her as general manager, that was like pulling teeth. That was her cutting promos and speaking. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like I was so mad when they gave her a microphone as the general manager because she sucked. And then they gave her the microphone tonight, and she killed it. Awesome. the way that she delivered all those jokes, like those snarky little jokes about like clearly photoshopped photographs, was amazing. Like
yeah.
she sounded like that's how CM Punk would deliver it. And I mean that in the best possible way because CM Punk has the most like asshole-ish delivery with everything.
The smarkiest bitch in the world. Like that's what Punk is.
Right. Like I think that she did well. Tamina Snuka, why you don't need to put more women on my TV. Like Rosa Mendez is awesome. Keep Caitlyn with her thighs. Keep Eve and AJ and Vicky Guerrero, like those 4 people, that's totally cool. I don't want to see more divas. I don't want to see more divas matches because now we're going to get 2. We're going to get 2 divas matches per Raw, and Raw sucks already. I don't need to see people who can't run ropes.
I don't give a shit that your dad was Jimmy Snuka.
Her dad isn't Jimmy Snuka. Is it? Is he your dad for real?
I think that's the stick. I'm pretty sure it is. Isn't it? Cagesiders, could somebody confirm that? Or that's how they're selling her, or that's actually the case. Like that's her fucking dad is Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, never mind. Apparently, Wikipedia is saying that she is in fact the daughter of Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Yeah, apparently she is. I didn't think so. I thought that was a joke.
Yeah, Buckeye confirms it is.
Like she sucks.
Yeah, like that's I could wish I could like get across to him like you don't understand WWE. I'm not ever going to care about her just because her dad was Jimmy Snuka. Know how I know? Because I don't give a shit about Jimmy Snuka. I guess he was kind of cool. Superfly. Right on. Nice. He's flying off cages. I guess. But I was never that enamored with fucking Jimmy Snuka, man. I'm certainly not enamored with what's her name? Tamina Snuka? And she got a weird ass name. Like, why do you have a weird name? like a normal fucking name and maybe I'll care. Like Eve is a normal AJ Tamina. What the fuck is that?
Here's the other thing.
His name's Jimmy. Like, go ahead.
Here's the other thing. All right? Like, second and third generation superstars, that works sometimes. Like, sometimes you get Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust. Sometimes you get Cody Rhodes. Sometimes you get Tamina Snuka. Like, just because you're like a second generation superstar or like a third generation superstar, that doesn't mean that you're going to be good at being a wrestler. If that was the logic, then I would become a third generation dentist because my grandpa was a dentist and my dad was a dentist. I don't have the proper dexterity in my fingers to be like pulling teeth. I can't do that. So
I don't want you filling cavities out there in the world, bro.
Like, I shouldn't be doing that. My hands are really shaky. I cannot drill teeth. Like, just because my dad was a dentist doesn't mean that I can do that. Just because her dad was Superfly Jimmy Snuka doesn't mean that she's a superstar. And she shouldn't be on the roster. This should be just a show of everybody who I think they should cut.
Danny Ray's saying, didn't Tamina had a pretty good pay-per-view match with whoever was champ at the time? I think you're talking about her match with Beth at I can't remember the pay-per-view.
Good.
But no, it wasn't that good. It was decent, and I think everybody thought that she was going to get the belt. And so people were like expecting it. So when Beth kicked out, I think, of the Superfly Splash or whatever, everybody was like, whoa, that's crazy. And so it kind of made the match feel better because, you know, kicking out of a finisher is immediately going to up pretty much any match. And so everybody's like, oh, this isn't too bad, actually. And everybody's like, oh, you know, not bad. But no. She's not very good.
It's terrible.
And now everyone's bringing up how Jimmy Snuka killed somebody. And they're saying he should be in jail. Nolan wants him in jail. And IRAT's talking. I'm talking about Carlito's dad. Oh, God. Yeah, he killed his girlfriend. And Nolan says he killed his girlfriend, and Vince McMahon put up an alibi for him.
What?
I don't even know. I don't know the backstory on this shit. Like
Nolan Howell, stop lying. He didn't do that.
Call in, Nolan. We'll get you on before we get out of here.
Yeah, and you better use the word allegedly a bunch.
A whole bunch. Because I'm not trying to get in trouble for your fucking shit.
Like, every single sentence is allegedly.
Hurry up and call in, too, because we got to get out of here soon, because I'm tired as fucking balls, and I got so much work to do tonight.
Dude, I have so much work to do. Last couple of things. Let's just finish up the card. That opening match. The between Brodus Clay, International Airstrike is apparently the name, and Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Primetime Players Tensai and Primo and Epico. What'd you think?
Good match. What I thought, that's what I figured the fucking the Survivor elimination match later would be, was basically what that match was. That match was actually probably better than the other one. But I liked it.
What did you think of Matt Bloom, a.k.a. Tensai, sandbagging again?
He is a sandbagging bitch, isn't he?
Yeah, except Brodus Clay decided to drop him on his face.
That's like reminded me of Brock breaking fucking Hardcore Holly's neck just because he's like sandbagged him. So he's like, all right, you want to be a dick, and just basically killed him. Like, that's what this was. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you being a douchebag? Like, this is...
It's not the first time. Like, it's not the first... Like, now he's doing it on purpose. Now he's trying to get fired. He wants to go back to Japan.
Because no one likes him here. Like, he just gets fucking chanted Albert, and he looks really dumb, and they gave him a terrible fucking gimmick, and just nobody cares about him at all, and he just wants to get canned. So he's sandbagging everybody, but it cost him this time because he got dropped straight on his fucking face. His ugly-ass, weird-looking face. I don't like him. He looks like he's wearing a diaper.
He is wearing a diaper.
With a
And he,
bunch
wa-
of
and he,
fucking
and he
titty
walks like a
tattoos.
robot. Like with his arms out the way that he walks like a robot. I can go on an hour and a half rant about how I hate King Albert, Prince Albert, whatever his name was.
King Albert.
He didn't even become a king. He sucks. Didn't get crowned.
That's how little he matters.
He is still a prince.
King Albert. That's fucking awesome.
I didn't watch the pre-show, so you're gonna have to talk about that if you know anything about it.
I barely watched it either. 3MB won because, like Keith was dead on with this. He said 3MB's going to win because it's a fucking joke with the creative team that they're just even a group at all. It's obviously a rib on those guys because Mahal is like the last guy in the world you would think of as a rock star. And like McIntyre's really good with it and Slater's really good with it, but Mahal is just way out of place. So they're just basically ribbing him and just giving him like the worst gimmick ever, and they're seeing if they can get it over. So yeah, they're like, fuck it, we'll just put him over and see what happens. Keep laughing about it.
Good for them for like at least trying and not getting super disheartened.
Yeah, and they commit to that shit, dude. Like they fucking go nuts. Chris Hines has a picture in there of the three guys in the ring doing the fucking air guitar, and Heath looks the part and McIntyre looks the part. With fucking Jinder over there, dude. Like, what is that? Like, I don't know what that is, dude.
Jinder Mahal.
I don't know what he's doing, man. It's so out of place.
I'm gonna hold my tongue on this one because I'll end up being like fucking Jerry Lawler and saying that Mexico's best export was tacos. Like
Jerry Lawler returned to form tonight. He was awful.
It's so bad.
Lawler was awful for this entire pay-per-view.
It was so bad. And people are like and JBL was incredible. I thought that he was awesome.
JBL was awesome, Cole was awesome, but Lawler was bad.
He was so bad. He was so bad.
Like, I love you, Lawler, and it's one of those things where you don't want to be a dick because of the heart attack and whatnot, but he was shit tonight. Nolan, what are you doing, dude? We wanted you to explain yourself before we leave. And you haven't called in.
He's ducking. He is ducking.
You're ducking this story, man. You can't talk shit about Snuka and not explain yourself. People are asking how the pay-per-view was. It was good. It was really good. You'll know more about my feelings tomorrow when I do the reactions fucking post.
Check on bjpenn.com.
Huh? Don't put them over, man. The fucking thieving story, motherfuckers.
You want to know how I feel? Go to bjpenn.com.
Yeah. bjpenn.com. Fucking BJ, man. That is fucking terrible. All right. Nolan's a bitch. He's not going to call in. That's right, Nolan. I called you a bitch.
What a candy ass.
Fucking candy. He says, I am not calling in for Jimmy goddamn Snuka. What does this have to do with the Lord? I don't understand that. Irad says the stream just put up an auto ad with some Mahal-looking motherfucker. Goddamn, we're getting out of here, man. Roth, you got anything else you want to say?
Play the music.
Play the fucking music. Bye, everybody. We'll be back Wednesday.
We'll see you this week. Bye, guys.
Yes, sir. We promised you a great
Gorgeous George. Here it
Ready,
comes. Blassie, the makeup.
Andre, the Giant.
Everyone has a price.
Ladies and gentlemen, it